muffins, welcome to the Joyous to Be podcast. So, I pulled a few cards for us. I wanted to do a collective reading. It's morning for me, and yesterday I was thinking about a morning practice to do, to have. And so it would be of value for me and for you. And so I woke up and I pulled a few cards and decided to do a collective reading for us. So, the way I love describing collective readings, because I used to do collective readings on my Russian podcast, is that let's imagine that we all chose one pile. So we all came to a pick a card reading and we all choose one pile. Like, this is how it makes sense to me, that since we are all in the same field and we are all, connected by the same intention, otherwise we wouldn't be here, right? I mean, like, not the general intention, but some intentions. We get to receive something together. And so I pulled a few cards and let's see what is our daily message today. So, the first thing I want to say is that we need to trust ourselves. Trust ourselves, and when we say trust ourselves, we usually say, like, we mean not our head, we mean something deep inside, something that speaks when we let ourselves hear it. I mean, it speaks all the time, but sometimes we just don't let ourselves hear it because we're too busy struggling in our mind. We're too busy thinking, we're too busy evaluating, thinking of pros and cons. And when I say trust yourself, I mean this part of you that is deeper than that does not evaluate, that just knows. And it's time to hear her. It's time to let her out. It's time to let her play. Yesterday I was doing a reading that maybe I will share with you. I don't know, this week maybe. But there I was saying that, like, there is this creative part within us that wants to create, just wants to be, just wants to inspire, just wants to be free. And it's time for us to just stop being so focused on how we look on the outside. It's time for us to stop being so focused on, and yeah, this message is so much for me. It resonates a lot already. I opened 2 cards out of what, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, out of 8 cards, and it already resonates so much. It's time to stop paying attention even to how we look to others, and to just allow ourselves to be us and finally start listening. And oh my god, I have such an amazing story about this. I guess the next episode I share will be a little bit like a little story with a reading about, like, it's also gonna be a collective reading about how to let yourself create with no fear and how to conquer your fears, about, like, how you get to create something new, completely new, like absolutely new for you and for people around you. But today's message is about that. Trust yourself and walk the walk, make one step at a time towards letting this creative part of you flow freely and do what it wants to do, what she wants to do. And, like, you don't have to be open about this. You can do it secretly. It can just be, for now, in this phase of being just for you, of you trying and, making attempts, and then, like, every time you try something new, you realize what you want and what you don't want, and then you change direction, and then you change your mind. Like, you can do this in secret. You don't have to do it like for everyone to see, but do it. And be calm about this. Be trusting. Trust yourself. Trust that this is going how it's meant to go. And like, it can be messy. It's supposed to be messy when you try something new, but it's messy for your mind, and it's messy for all your programming that brought up a perfectionist in you. But there is like this childlike part of you that is, how Abraham Hicks says, is not scared of, oh, I don't remember actually how they say, like putting your hands into into the mud and molding it, something like that. This is the creative process, and it can be, like, you know, it's just that the way I feel this message and the way I want to pass it on you, pass it to you, is that it's meant to be messy. It's just that right now the speed is faster, and this is why the mess seems like a lot. It seems like there's a lot more mess now because you are pivoting faster. You're changing direction faster. It doesn't take you like a month or a year like before to start something, to think about it, to think everything through, and then to start or not to start because like you stopped feeling resonance. Now you're moving faster. Now you're like changing faster, and ideas come faster, and you want to implement them faster. And then when you feel like it's not exactly what you wanted, you change your mind faster. And this is why it feels like you're making so much mess, and you change your mind so fast, and you want to sit still, and you want to think things through, to then implement. But like, it's not about that. It's not fun for you anymore, and it doesn't let you hear yourself when you receive one inspired idea from your soul, and then you kill it with your mind because you start overthinking and start weighing pros and cons. Don't do that anymore. Allow yourself to be messy in your creation. Allow yourself to change your mind. Allow yourself to be fluid, and just observe what you create, observe what you like about it. It doesn't have to be legacy, and we talked about legacy, on my previous episode. I think on my previous episode we talked about legacy, and that you are the legacy, and you don't have to start something that's going to last for a lifetime. You can just make something, try it, and then stop doing this for the rest of your life and have this one creation. But it will be for you. It will be, your legacy, that you build for you, of things that you've tried. And here what comes to mind is this story that we often hear about, like people on their deathbed who regret like doing something, no, who regret not doing something, right? The story goes that like you will regret not doing something. You will regret more what you didn't do than what you did do. And like, this is about that. It will be your story. It will be the thing that you tried and you decided that it's not for you, and it's good enough. And this is how it's supposed to be. Allow yourself to try. And it will help you to focus. No, it will help you to understand, to receive more clarity on what you want, what makes you happy, and you will take details from those attempts that didn't work, quote unquote, um, and you will implement them into something that you will build, that will last for a lifetime, and maybe even after you it will still last, right? But you just now need new ideas, new fresh beginnings, so to speak. that would fulfill you, that will fill your cup. And like this is like right now it's the process for you to do that. Is the process for all of us to just try and fail, and like don't look at failure as a failure. And yes, I talked a lot about this yesterday, and oh my god, I will probably publish 2 episodes today. But okay, let's open the rest of the cards. It will lead you somewhere. If you allow your inner child, inner creative to lead, it will lead you somewhere. And right now, you can't predict where it's gonna be. And you want so hard. You want so much to predict where it's gonna be. You're like, I want to see this point A and point B so I would know where it goes. And this is what you're trying to do, and this is how you mess with your creative flow. And you should stop. You should stop and you should see where it goes. And like, you can do this in secret, but there's nothing to be ashamed of, and there's nothing to be hiding. And this message is so much for me that I need to share the story with you. Oh my gosh. And I will. Um, okay, let's open the last card. You just need an abundance of, you know what I want to say? You just need an abundance. Okay, not just you, but we all need an abundance of failures. Because we've been such good girls or boys or like people. We all, I don't mean the like specific gender, but we've all been such good girls and such mommy's girls. And we were trying to do everything right. We were trying to show results, and to some degree, to some point, it was working for us, and it helped us to see ourselves as maybe experts, maybe I don't know, successful people, who can finish what they started. But we already know that about us. And from this point, let's be more fluid. Let's be more liquid. Let's be more flowy. And let's just start and not finish things. Because we have so many creative, I feel like we all have so many creative ideas within us that just are born and then they are leaving our system, and sometimes they don't, and sometimes we're like, we want to start something, and maybe in the process we change our mind, or for example we start something and then we don't want to keep doing it for like I don't know, a year, and then this creative idea comes back and we want to try this again. You know what, let's start all of that when, like, if it feels right, and if this idea is, maybe if we start obsessing with this idea, if this idea doesn't go away after some time, let's start it and not worry if we're not ever going to finish it. Let's learn how to start and not finish. Or let's learn how to start and finish right when we feel like it, before the thing is done. Because we need attempts. We need to allow ourselves. There's something beautiful that will unpack that we don't see yet, when we just allow ourselves to just, be creative. Try this, try that, like children, like a child who just wants to paint, and then they start and not finish, and then they want to start, I don't know, learning to play some instrument, and they start and they're like, okay, I tried, and like I succeeded for 2 seconds, and then I was done, and then let's try something else. Like, this is how fast we need to move now. And it's not like we need to move that fast because like something needs this from us. It's how we feel called to move. It's how we feel called to let our creativity flow through us. it's needed for some reason, but we don't right now maybe see this reason. But it doesn't mean that we need to kill every creative idea without doubt. And this is my message for you today. This is a channeled message for all of us today, because it resonates so much, and this is what I'm struggling with. And yesterday I recorded a reading about that, and I will share this with you. I will probably publish this episode maybe today. But yeah, for now, this is what I wanted to share, you guys. And like, if it resonates, if you want to talk about it, if you want to share what resonated, I will be happy to talk to you about this. And you can send me a message on Instagram. I'm at Dasha Thanks. And you can find the link in the show notes. And that's all for today. And I will talk to you next time. Love you, kisses. Mwah. Have a good day.